I present to you one of the most well-known Jimmy items, the spinning snowflake snowman. I have mixed feelings about this item, and one of the reasons why I'm uploading this is I kind of want to give my opinion on this item. I feel like it's very overrated. Everyone wants these. People say they're rare, but they're really not. They go for insane amounts of money online, and it's just, I don't know. I will say it is a really cool item. It's a really good example of a snowman animatronic. If you're a snowman collector and you want an animatronic snowman, this right here is a good version to have. I would say that. If you're getting into collecting Christmas decorations and you want a good quality animatronic snowman, this is an option. I wouldn't say it's the best quality, but it's a really good example. And it's a really wholesome item in my opinion. I'm a bit biased because my uncle had one of these growing up. He had the extremely rare, very expensive, and extremely rare green peppermint version. The version that people are spending thousands of dollars on eBay. One of the reasons why I don't really like this item is because of that. And I'll get into that a bit later, but that's a really big childhood item. That's the first actual animatronic I can remember seeing as far back in my life. And I had a love-hate relationship with that snowman. When I first saw it, I liked it, but I went through a pretty long, probably about a 10-year phase in my life where I was scared of animatronics and hated that snowman. And during that time, I could have actually saved that snowman from getting thrown away, but I didn't for some reason. And every time I think about that, I really kick myself in the ass for not doing that. So, yeah. So they sing the song Snow Miser, which is from the movie A Year Without a Claus. I originally thought the song was specific to this snowman, but it's not. I didn't know that until becoming a collector. And I went a good 5 or 6 years without seeing one of these since the one from my childhood got thrown away. And I'll get into, and this item here is also kind of what's responsible for getting me in joining this community anyway. So it's just, I love the item itself. It's a really nice looking item. It's a really cool item. And yeah, it gets a lot of attention, but it's not really, it's also like too well liked. It has a really big following, and that's what I gotta say. This particular version is one of the rare versions, and pretty much it seems like any version that's not one of the 2002 versions like this are considered rare. Whether it's a Mr. Snowflake, like this one, where it has a snowflake vest. It's the one with the red vest, the base model 2005 hip swinger that only plays half the song, the mini blue, the mini red, the red versions of this, the later revisions that are also red with like trim on their vest, that are always high pitched for some reason. Mr. Snow Business, Mr. Snow, the Peppermint Twist, the Peppermint Twist Snow Woman, Blue Peppermint, the Green Peppermint. The list goes on. There's a whole bunch of these snowmen that just float out there. And I'm honestly thinking of a video just like doing a tier list of these if someone hasn't already done that. Being how big the Jemmy community is, I have a feeling someone has done a tier list of all the spinning snowflake snowmen. My personal favorites from the series are I'll say my top two favorites are the I'll have to say top three favorites. My first favorite's obviously the green one because that's childhood, and it has nothing to do with its rarity and limited release run. It just has to do to childhood sentimental value. Second favorite would probably be the normal traditional blue vest, like this one here. This is an 02 model. The 02 model I would say is pretty nice, but I personally prefer the 03 or 04s. With the belt-driven spinning arms, they seem to be a lot more reliable. Plastic isn't nearly as brittle. I will say the early O2s, they're pretty good, especially the two-song, when their boards work correctly. And then the Peppermint Twist being in the third position, because that's also a childhood item. That was the first animatronic I ever owned. And I want to wait to tell the story on that, maybe till a different video, or when I actually get a Peppermint Twist for a reasonable price. But for the time being, yeah, not really much to say about it. This is the 2004 Snowflake variant. I actually bought this off the original. Well, no, I didn't buy it. It was given to me from the original owner. This guy is from Florida. He was bought in 2004, brand new, from a Publix. He had his box for a majority of his life until it was ruined in Hurricane Ian when my friend's house was destroyed. The snowman was actually fine, but the box wasn't. The box was heavily waterlogged and was falling apart. When I first got this guy, he had a big stain on the back of his head, a big brown stain down the back of his head and kind of along here. He also had his original control board, which he was very high pitch. I personally only like the minis that are high pitch, and the large ones, they just feel odd when they're high pitched. So I put a different control board in here, actually the control board from my Mini Blue. So he doesn't have an adapter jack anymore or a demo mode, but he's low pitch, and that's what's important to me. And what else? I'll say for the past couple years, for the past years of this snowman's lifetime, he's been displayed on a Christmas display. Pretty much, with the exception of last year when that house was destroyed in Hurricane Ian and this snowman was kind of missing. Eventually, my friend reached out to me, and I actually asked him about this, and we were willing to make a deal, and we traded a bunch of stuff, and I got this snowman and gave him new life. He was actually destined for the trash before I saved him. He also had badly corroded batteries, which I'll mention too. I think he still had his original Durasucks in them, inside of him, but I'm not really sure, because he was used on an adapter for most of his life. Besides that, it's kind of the backstory of this particular snowman. This is the blue vest, Mr. Snowflake. There's one with a red vest, too, that was sold at Kmart. The red vest version had a light-up hollyberry, which is one of the coolest things I've ever seen on a snowman. I have the Mr. Snow, and it has the light-up hollyberry. I wish this one had the light-up hollyberry, but it doesn't. This has the newer style snowflakes, the ones that have 2 screws on the back, not like the ones that are on the O2s. There's snowflakes around the base, a white push button, very soft and fluffy fabric, soft and fluffy vest. The vest on this one's really detailed, has snowflake buttons and snowflakes embroidered into the vest with a white trim, and I believe the inside is like more of like a felt material. Yeah, I mean not felt, a nylon material, like with a can't really think of anything that uses that type of material, but yeah. Hat's like a velvet. Hollyberry is a plastic hollyberry. The older ones were plush, and the leaves are made out of felt, and a red ribbon going around the hat. On the green one from my childhood, it had a green ribbon. Black gloves. The one from my childhood had green gloves, which were the same material as the vest, which was the more like the sparkly material, like what's on the O2. And I'll make a video review, I think, of both of these, but review this one. Review the O2, I think, too, as well. So we'll give him a demo. We'll lower his hat, because if I turn him on with his hat up, he likes to not work properly.
Whatever I touch, you know it might be lucky.
Another thing I will mention that I really like about these, is when the hat goes down, when they hit all the way to the down position, they kind of pop back up a little bit. I can't get it to do it, but you probably saw it there. Maybe you can see it again. Yeah, like that. Which I doubt that even showed up on a camera. That's something I remembered one from my childhood doing. So, I really like that. The design of this, actually get to the face. The face is probably the best part. The smile was adorable. I'll say out of any plush or snowman animatronic I've ever seen, this probably has the cutest smile. He has little smirks there, blushing cheeks. His mouth's open. He has a tongue. He's very happy. He has a carrot nose with detailed lines on it, or ridges. Plastic eyes, which I always like seeing on a snowman. The head's just really soft. Like it's a really good quality. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say the item's good quality itself, because these things are known for breaking. When you get, like, compared to a 2000s Rock-A-Longo Christmas tree and a 2000s KOA melting snowman, these things break way more often. I will say that. Maybe one of the reasons why the snowman seems to last, I mean, the spinning snowflake snowman seems to fail so prematurely, is because it's kind of a wholesome item. I'm pretty sure it would be in a family with a lot of kids, and they'll come over during Christmas time, and they would probably be playing this thing on repeat, much like my cousin. Another thing about this design is it appeals to both adults and children. So a wide variety of ages really likes these. A lot of people I know on Discord and stuff, they said they've had these growing up and has had fond memories with them. So they definitely hold a lot of nostalgia to some people. So that's kind of a cool thing, I'll say. Probably another reason why they're so overpriced online. Actually show my O2. This one here, I'm gonna actually make a demo video of this one soon. He has a plush head. The newer ones have a plastic ball inside of their head that kind of forms their head. I don't really know what the meaning of that was. Maybe to keep the stuffing out of the hat mechanism, even though the mechanism is is sealed up pretty well. One of the first items I had in my collection, actually shortly after I got the red peppermint, I had a 2002 just like this, except mine, the vest was unstitched, but it could have honestly unstitched from old age. But a lot of these older ones, the vests on them were stitched. I like the material. It's like a tinsel-y type of fabric. It has that nylon on the inside and a black border. Still very soft. He has that really cute face. These have AC/DC adapters on the back, so if you don't want to deal with them on low batteries. Unlike the Rock-A-Long trees, when these things get to low batteries, they don't sit there and continue to play the music and not move. These ones will distort, sound like they're related to Satan or something, and pretty much scar any children for the rest of their life. Which is kind of weird, seeing such a wholesome face and thinking and hearing very low-pitched squealing noises and stuff coming out of the speaker. I don't think that, like that, it's a lot of irony if you say that. Snowflakes on this one are a bit different. They have a screw on each side instead of 2 screws on each side. This one has, its box would have came with an adapter jack, like a plug-in push button for the demo, which would go in here. Some of them, they would have them straight in the back, some of them would have them off to the side. Most of them, I think, had them off to the side. The one I used to have had it that way. This one here is pretty much identical in terms of pitch and style to the original one I have, with the exception of vest on this one being stitched and this one actually fully working. So, This is the one I decided to keep original. I got 2 of these, and the other one was actually torn apart. That one, I had it's sent off to another Gemmy collector who is going to customize it for me and trade for a snow miser board. And it's going to be customized, of course, to be the green peppermint from my childhood. So, yeah. Well, let me give him some boys. Actually, I have an AC/DC adapter. We'll demonstrate this guy with an adapter. We'll do, I bought an adapter, a 6-volt AC/DC adapter on Amazon a while back when I had my peppermint, and I actually still have it, but Penelope's adapter is close. It even says Penelope on it, and it's a 6-volt AC/DC adapter. So we're going to use this with Mr. Snow Miser. This has the gear-driven spinning arm, so it's going to spin a lot faster than the 04. This one's snowflakes are really bright too, which I like, because for a majority of my life I've only seen these things with really dim snowflakes, so it's cool to see them with bright blue snowflakes like this. And these things, they really run good on a nice strong adapter, especially the O2s. Like, this thing was really spinning. It was spinning really fast. We'll do this one again. This one's a lot higher pitched than this guy. So, bit of a comparison there. Oh shit. And it appears this snowman wants to commit suicide by jumping off of the bench. Anyway, in conclusion, spinning snowflake snowmen, their build quality is okay when their plastic doesn't yellow. They're made by Gemmy, so sound quality is hit or miss. Their pitch constantly varies across the items. They have adapter jacks, which is good. They sound distorted on low batteries. They're overpriced on eBay. They're loved by all. And, well, most people, except people that don't like the spinning snowflake snowmen, much like myself. But I still love them. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I will say, as a collector, if you're getting into the hobby, I would recommend getting one of these, but only if you can find it at a thrift store for a reasonable price. I wouldn't recommend going online and spending hundreds of dollars on one of these, even if it's one of the rare versions. These things are common enough to see in real life. If you're lucky enough to get to the thrift store and find one of these before one of those stupid eBay sellers gets there before you and buys it and then resells it for a boatload of money to make a profit, you have a really good quality snowman. These things are kind of a pain in the ass to repair. I will say that, especially on the O2s. They're gear-driven spinning arms. They spin really fast to the point where they fall off. And if you want to get a spinning snowflake snowman for cheap, try to look for a Frosty. There's Frosty the Snowman versions of these. Most of them, their faces look really dwarfy, but if you want to get a spinning snowflake snowman for a good price, the Frosty ones seem to be a lot cheaper. If you go online, you can get one of those for about $50 instead of $150, which I'm typically seeing these normal blue vests go. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say. And really cool item. Man, I made it to 21 minutes. I was hoping to get 20 minutes out of this video. Thank you very much for watching.